Team, we're facing a critical situation. Our latest intelligence confirms that Dr. Korvax has been captured by Lord Varn's forces on Planet X.
Korvax versus research is a game, kid the Rosners.
What's the security situation on Planet X?
My sources indicate Varn has a significant force on the planet.
What about the wormhole device?
The command room of the Odyssey spacecraft hums with activity, bathed in the glow of holographic displays projecting star maps and tactical data. The low murmur of officers blends with the soft whir of machinery. At the center stands Commander Elara, her crisp navy blue uniform immaculate, her piercing gaze sweeping over the three members of the elite task force seated before her: Drake, Jax, and Zyrra. Team, Elara begins, her voice commanding, cutting through the ambient noise. We're facing a critical situation. Our latest intelligence confirms that Dr. Korvax has been captured by Lord Varn's forces on Planet X. With a swift gesture, she activates the central holographic display. A grainy video, clearly recorded by a satellite, flickers to life. The shaky footage shows an alien figure with metallic skin, Dr. Korvax, being dragged by two soldiers bearing Lord Varn's insignia. Korvax struggles weakly, his face etched with panic, before being shoved into an armored vehicle. The video cuts off abruptly, leaving a heavy silence in its wake. The display shifts to a detailed profile. A portrait of Korvax appears alongside text. Dr. Korvax, leading physicist in wormhole theory, developer of the first stable wormhole device. Below, a brief description outlines his work. A device capable of opening spatial portals, enabling instantaneous travel across the galaxy. Elara's voice lowers, each word deliberate. Korvax's research is a game changer. His wormhole device could revolutionize how we navigate the cosmos. But in Lord Varn's hands, it becomes a weapon. Varn could open portals anywhere, launching attacks without warning. The Galactic Alliance would collapse, and the galaxy would descend into catastrophic war. She pauses, her eyes locking onto each team member. Drake sits upright, fists clenched, his gaze sharp as a blade. Jax, fiddling with a small gadget, looks up, brow furrowed. Zyrra, her faintly glowing eyes calm, betrays a slight tremble in her fingers. Your mission, Elara declares, is to infiltrate Planet X, locate Korvax, and extract him before Varn can force him to complete or activate the device. Drake leans forward, his voice low and steady. What's the security situation on Planet X? How many troops are we up against? Zyrra speaks up, her tone smooth yet thoughtful. My sources indicate Varn has a significant force on the planet, but there are also covert resistance groups operating there. If we can make contact, they might assist us. Jax, still holding his gadget, chimes in. What about the wormhole device? Is it operational or still in development? Elara shakes her head. Intel suggests it's near completion, but Korvax is the key. Only he knows how to operate it safely. If Varn tries to use it without him, the device could destabilize, destroying itself, or worse. Drake nods, his expression resolute. So, we go in, find Korvax, and get out before they can exploit the tech. Exactly, Elara confirms. This mission demands speed and stealth. You're the best team we have, and the fate of the galaxy rests on your success. As the briefing concludes, the team exchanges glances, each processing the weight of their task. Drake stands, his resolve unshakable. Gear up. We've got a scientist to save. The control cabin of the Vanguard shuttle is cramped, lit by flickering control panels and a small holographic map of Planet X glowing in the center. Jagged mountains and toxic fog-filled canyons pulse on the display, while the red glow of the planet looms through the viewport. Drake sits at the controls, eyes locked on the map, focused and alert. Jax leans against a wall, tinkering with his homemade hologram device. Tinker. Zyrra stands near the back, her glowing blue eyes scanning the hologram, calm but watchful. Drake breaks the silence, his voice steady. We land in 4 hours. I need a tight plan. Zyrra, what's the situation on the ground? Zyrra tilts her head, her voice smooth and thoughtful. Korvax is held in a canyon facility, guarded by 3 of Varn's patrol teams, 10 soldiers each, with energy weapons and scout drones. A resistance group operates nearby. They might help if we contact them carefully. Jax looks up, grinning. Drones? I can hack those with Tinker, make them our eyes. But that facility, if it's got the wormhole device, is it operational or just a fancy prototype? Drake shoots Jax a glance. Stay on task, Jax. We get Korvax out, then worry about the tech. After, Jax raises an eyebrow, half joking but serious. If that thing's active, it could rip space apart. I'd rather not get sucked into a black hole for skipping a check. Zyrra cuts in, her tone calm but firm. The device isn't complete, Jax. Korvax is the key. If Varn forces him to activate it, we're looking at more than a black hole, a galaxy-wide war. Drake nods, studying the map. Here's the plan. I lead, infiltrate through the Western Canyon, and take out the first patrol. Jax, you hack the facility's security to open the main gate. Zyrra, you stay on the shuttle, coordinate with your telepathy, and warn us of any changes. If you reach the resistance, make contact, but don't commit to anything. I only trust this team. Jax chuckles, speaking to Tinker. Ready for a big day, girl? He looks at Drake. Give me 3 minutes to jam the drones and crack the gate. I could whip up a small EMP if you spare 10 more. 3 minutes, Drake says firmly. Zyrra, can you keep the telepathic links stable from the shuttle? Zyrra nods, her eyes steady. The planet's fog may interfere, but I'll hold the link. You'll stay connected. Drake meets her gaze, testing her confidence. I need a guarantee, not a maybe. The mind is a maze, Zyrra replies, her voice sharp. I'm your guide. You won't lose your way. Jax laughs, easing the tension. All right, psychic poet. Just keep our heads from exploding. Drake stands, his voice low. We going fast, get out fast. No one gets left behind. As the team disperses, the red glow of Planet X fills the cabin, a silent warning of the challenge ahead. The Vanguard shuttle descends through the turbulent atmosphere of Planet X, its hull rattling as it pierces a blood-red sky choked with ash. Below, the planet is a scarred wasteland. Cratered battlefields stretch between jagged peaks, littered with the husks of crashed ships and shattered defense turrets. Toxic fog swirls in the canyons, glowing faintly green, while distant explosions light up the horizon, a grim reminder of the war between the Galactic Alliance and Lord Varn's rebels. The air hums with the threat of predatory creatures lurking in the haze. Drake pilots the shuttle to a concealed landing zone in the Western Canyon, a narrow gorge flanked by razor-sharp cliffs. The engine's quiet, and the team disembarks. Drake, in his stealth suit, scans the terrain, his movements precise. Jax follows, clutching Tinker, his holographic device, while Zyrra remains in the shuttle, her eyes glowing as she establishes a telepathic link. Zyrra, keep us posted on patrol movements, Drake says, his voice low through the comms. Jax, stay close, and keep Tinker ready. Got it. Jax replies, tapping Tinker. Let's make this quick. Zyrra's voice echoes in their minds, calm but sharp. First patrol is 200 meters north, 10 soldiers, moving south. You have a 5-minute window. Drake nods, motioning Jax to follow. They creep along the canyon's edge, using the fog for cover. The patrol appears, 10 alien soldiers in heavy armor, their energy rifles glowing faintly. Drake signals Jax to hold position, then slips into the shadows, moving like a ghost. In seconds, he's behind the patrol leader, disabling him with a silent chokehold. 2 more soldiers fall to precise stun shots before they can react. Jax, crouched behind a rock, deploys Tinker to jam the patrol's comms, preventing an alert. The remaining soldiers scatter, confused, and Drake takes them down with swift, non-lethal strikes. Clear, Drake whispers, waving Jax forward. Find the sewer entrance. Jax scans the canyon floor with Tinker, locating a rusted grate hidden under debris. Bingo, he mutters, pulling out a tool to pry it open. The grate creaks, revealing a dark tunnel reeking of chemicals. This is our way in. Smells like a Deathworld's armpit, but it'll get us to the base. Zyrra's voice cuts through their minds. Security drones are active inside the facility. Jax, can you handle them? On it. Jax says, already configuring Tinker. I'll have those drones dancing to my tune in no time. Drake checks his gear, then drops into the sewer, Jax right behind. The tunnel is tight, its walls slick with glowing algae. Move fast, Drake says. We're on the clock. As they advance through the damp darkness, the distant hum of the enemy base grows louder, a sign they're closing in on Korvax, and the wormhole device that could reshape the galaxy. Drake and Jax climb out of the sewer, emerging into a shadowed alley within Lord Varn's fortress on Planet X. The enemy base is a maze of towering metal structures, scarred by laser burns and half-collapsed from past battles. Surveillance drones hum overhead, their red lights cutting through the toxic fog. The air reeks of burnt circuits and decay, a testament to the war that has ravaged this death world. The pair slips into an abandoned building, its walls crumbling and windows shattered. Inside, the dim light reveals two local families. 8 aliens with metallic skin, their eyes hollow from hunger. 2 adults clutch 3 children each, their ragged clothes barely shielding them from the cold. They cower in a corner, too weak to speak, staring at Drake and Jax with a mix of fear and desperation. Drake freezes, his eyes narrowing. Civilians. Damn it. Jax whispers, scanning with Tinker, his holographic device. They're starving. No threat, but we can't stay here long. Drones are circling. Zyrra's voice echoes in their minds, sharp and urgent. Patrol closing in, 100 meters east. You have 2 minutes. Drake kneels beside the families, his voice low but firm. We're getting you out. Stay quiet and move when I say. He glances at Jax. You know the escape route from the map? Jax nods, pocketing Tinker. Yeah, a service tunnel half a click west. Leads to a resistance outpost. Then take them, Drake orders. Get them to safety, then rejoin me. The families hesitate, but an adult whispers, thank you. Jax motions them to follow, leading them toward the tunnel with quick, careful steps. Zyrra's voice cuts through again. Drake, if Jax infiltrates the communication tower 200 meters north, he can hack the base's drones and cameras. It'll give you eyes and clear your path to Korvax. Drake pauses, weighing the idea. Good call, Zyrra. Jax, after you drop them off, hit the tower. Take control of the system. On it, Jax replies through the comms, his voice fading as he guides the families away. Tinker's gonna love this. Drake slips out of the building, moving toward the central facility where Korvax is held. Zyrra's telepathic link hums in his mind, guiding him through the shadows. Jax, meanwhile, heads north with the families, his focus split between their safety and the upcoming hack. The team splits, each member racing against time in the heart of the enemy's stronghold. Jax hurries through the shadowed alleys of Lord Varn's fortress, leading 2 alien families, 8 gaunt figures with metallic skin, their eyes wide with fear. The group moves in a tight huddle, the adults gripping the children's hands, their ragged breaths loud in the silence. Jax holds Tinker, his holographic device, its screen glowing as he scans for threats. Zyrra's voice cuts into his mind, sharp and urgent. 6 soldiers 50 meters south. 3 combat drones circling your sector. Jax ducks behind a crumbling wall, signaling the families to crouch. Stay down, he whispers, his fingers dancing over Tinker's interface. He hacks into the drones, their red lights flickering as they fall under his control. The drones hum softly, now scanning the alleys to map a safe path. Got you. Jax mutters, watching the drone's feeds show clear routes ahead. Boots clank nearby, a patrol of 6 soldiers, their energy rifles casting faint glows. A child in the group coughs, the sound sharp in the quiet. Jax tenses as a soldier turns, scanning the alley. Heart pounding, he redirects the drones to zip eastward, their engines roaring and lights flashing wildly. The soldiers shout, "Intruder!" and sprint after the drones, their voices fading into the distance. Close one, Jax says, flashing a grin at the families. Let's move. He leads them to a rusted hatch hidden under a pile of debris. the service tunnel entrance. He pries it open with a tool, revealing a dark, narrow passage. This leads half a click to a resistance outpost. Stick together, go straight, and don't stop. They'll take care of you. An adult grips Jax's shoulder, voice hoarse. You're a miracle. The families slip into the tunnel, their footsteps echoing as they vanish. Zyrra's voice returns, calm but firm. Well done, Jax. The communication tower is 200 meters north. Hack it, and you'll control the base's drones and cameras. Drake needs that edge. Heading there now. Jax replies, securing Tinker. He sprints through the alleys, dodging the faint hum of distant drones. The tower looms ahead, a sleek spire studded with blinking antennas. Jax's pulse quickens. He's ready to turn the enemy's systems against them to help Drake reach Korvax. Drake crouches in the shadows of the detention block, deep within Lord Varn's fortress. The air is heavy with the tang of metal and blood, the dimly lit corridor lined with reinforced cells. Dr. Korvax is held in the last one, but 12 guards patrol the area, their energy rifles casting faint glows. Surveillance drones hum along the ceiling, their red scanners sweeping the hall. Drake's stealth suit blends with the shadows, but the sheer number of guards complicates his plan. He needs to isolate them for silent takedowns, or the mission's blown. Zyrra's voice whispers in his mind, urgent. Drake, 2 guards are circling back. Drones are on a tight patrol loop, 30 seconds until the next pass. Drake scans the corridor, calculating. He could lure the guards into side rooms, take them out one by one, but the drones are the real problem. One wrong move, and their alarms will bring the whole base down on him. He spotted a junction where the guards split. Perfect for an ambush, but a drone hovers too close, its scanner inching toward him. The drone's light sweeps across his face, and Drake reacts on instinct, smashing it with his knife's hilt. Sparks fly as the drone crashes, its alarm beeping faintly before going silent. Drake curses under his breath, bracing for an alert. Jax's voice crackles through the comms, teasing. Nice swing, caveman. Ever heard of subtlety? I've got the drones under control now. Give me a sec. Drake smirks, relieved. Hurry up, tech boy. The remaining drones freeze, their lights flickering green as Jax's hack takes hold from the communication tower. Zyrra chimes in. Drones are yours, Jax. Drake, you're clear for 60 seconds. Drake moves like a shadow, slipping into the junction. He lures the first guard with a faint tap on the wall, then silences him with a chokehold. 2 more fall to quick stun shots, their bodies dragged into a closet. The remaining guards, confused by the hack drone's erratic patterns, scatter to investigate, giving Drake openings. He takes them down methodically, neck snaps, stun blasts, until the corridor is clear. He reaches Korvax's cell, slicing the lock with a laser cutter. Inside, the scientist is a wreck. One leg gone, his metallic skin bruised and burned, fingernails ripped from his hands. He slumps against the wall, barely conscious, muttering incoherent equations. Drake kneels, checking his pulse. Korvax, it's over. We're getting you out. Korvax's eyes flicker, unfocused, as Drake hoists him up, ready to escape the fortress. Drake supports Dr. Korvax, the scientist's broken body trembling as they stand in the detention block's shadowed corridor. The air reeks of blood and metal, the silence heavy after 12 guards lie unconscious. Jax's hack drones hover above, their green lights steady. Drake prepares to move, but Korvax's ragged whisper stops him cold. No, please don't take me. His bruised hand grips Drake's arm, weak but desperate. My daughter, Lyra, save her. She's my everything, my little star. Without her, I won't move. Please, she's only 7. His voice breaks, tears streaking his battered face, his eyes burning with a father's helpless love. She's the heart of my world. Drake's stomach twists. A 7-year-old, trapped in this hell? He sets Korvax down behind a crate, scanning the corridor. Where is she? Korvax chokes out the words. Across the base, near Varn's quarters, a cell. Please, she's all I have. Drake's jaw clenches. Varn's stronghold, 300 meters through a gauntlet of guards and cameras, with Korvax too weak to move fast. Zyrra's voice cuts into his mind. Urgent. Drake, guard shift in 3 minutes. Alarms will trigger if you're spotted. Drake activates his comms, voice sharp. Jax, Zyrra, change of plan. Korvax's daughter, Lyra, 7 years old, is near Varn's quarters. He won't cooperate without her. We need to get her now. Jax's voice crackles from the communication tower. Tense. You're leaving Korvax to hit Varn's turf? That's suicide with alarms about to scream. Drake glances at Korvax's pleading eyes. No choice. He stays hidden here. I get Lyra, then come back. 3 minutes, and this place lights up. Deal with it. Zyrra's telepathic voice is calm but strained. The stronghold has a service vent, 300 meters east, less guarded. I sense faint distress, likely her. But security's tight. Drake nods, tucking Korvax deeper behind the crate. Stay quiet, he tells the scientist. I'll bring her back. Korvax's gaze clings to him, fragile hope flickering. Jax speaks again, urgent. I'll keep drones and cameras on lockdown, but 3 minutes is all you've got before patrols swarm. Move fast, Zyrra adds. I'll guide you to the vent. If Varn's men detect you, we're finished. Drake takes a breath, the weight of Lyra's life, and Korvax's trust pressing on him. 3 minutes. Alarms will blare, patrols will flood the base, and rescuing a child from Varn's stronghold will be a nightmare. But he has to try. He slips into the shadows, sprinting toward the vent, Zyrra's voice guiding him. Jax's drones buzz overhead, masking his path. Korvax's words echo. She's my little star, driving him forward as the clock ticks down. Drake crawls through the service vent, the metal walls vibrating as alarms scream through Lord Varn's stronghold. Red lights pulse, and the distant clank of boots echoes below. He peers through a grate, spotting a swarm of guards, 20, maybe more, rushing through the corridors, energy rifles charged. A commander barks orders, his voice cutting through the chaos. The scientist's gone. Someone broke him out. Spread out, secure the perimeter, and lock down Varn's quarters. Zyrra's voice hums in Drake's mind, tense but steady. Patrols are doubling. You're 50 meters from Lyra's cell. 2 guards at the door, 3 roaming nearby. Jax chimes in via comms, his tone sharp from the communication tower. I'm looping cameras and sending drones on fake patrols. You got a narrow window, move. Drake slides out of the vent, landing silently in a shadowed hallway. He moves like a ghost, guided by Zyrra's telepathic directions and Jax's hack drone feeds. A guard rounds the corner. Drake snaps his neck in one fluid motion. 2 more appear. He drops them with precise stun shots, dragging their bodies into an alcove. A 4th guard spots him, but Drake's knife finds his throat before he can shout. The 5th, caught mid-step, crumples under a chokehold. 5 down, no alarms triggered yet. Zyrra's voice sharpens. Cells ahead, 10 meters. Guards at the door. Drake creeps forward, spotting the cell's reinforced door. Jax's drones buzz overhead, distracting the 2 guards. Drake seizes the moment, silencing them with quick stun blasts. He slices the lock with a laser cutter and steps inside. Lyra, a frail 7-year-old with metallic skin, lies curled on a cot, asleep or unconscious. Her small frame is still, her breathing shallow. Drake kneels, gently shaking her. Lyra, wake up. No response. His eyes narrow, catching tiny puncture marks dotting her arms. Dozens of needle pricks, signs of Varn's cruel experiments. Damn monsters. Drake growls, fury boiling in his chest. He scoops Lyra into his arms, her weight barely registering. Nearby, a sealed door catches his eye. Marked weapons cache. Rage fuels his next move. He pulls a plasma grenade from his gear, rigs it to a timer, and plants it against the cache's lock. 30 minutes until it blows Varn's arsenal to hell. Zyrra's voice cuts through. Drake, patrols are closing in. Exit through the south vent, now. Jax adds, I've cleared a path to the sewer rendezvous. Haul ass. Drake cradles Lyra, slipping back into the vent. The alarms wail louder, but Jax's drones mask his escape, buzzing chaotically to draw guards away. Lyra's limp form presses against him. Her puncture marks a silent accusation. Drake's jaw tightens. He's got 30 minutes to reach Jax before the bomb levels the cache and Varn's plans with it. He emerges from the vent, sprinting through shadowed alleys to the sewer entrance, where Jax waits, Tinker glowing in his hands. The clock's ticking. Drake sprints to the south gate of Lord Varn's fortress, Lyra's unconscious form cradled in his arms. The 7-year-old's shallow breaths and needle-pricked skin fuel his urgency. Alarms scream, and patrols swarm the base, hunting for the escaped Dr. Korvax. With 5 minutes until the weapon's cache bomb detonates, Drake spots Jax at the gate, supporting a limping Korvax, whose bruised face is etched with pain but lit with hope at seeing his daughter. Lyra, Korvax rasps, reaching out. Before Drake can respond, floodlights snap on and 24 guards surround them, energy rifles trained. Lord Varn steps forward, his tall, gaunt frame cloaked in black, eyes glinting with malice. His voice is high and piercing, dripping with mockery. Well, your little escape ends here. Varn raises a sleek pistol, its barrel glowing red. Drake tenses, but Korvax, frail and half-dead, lurches forward, wrapping Lyra in his arms to shield her. 3 shots ring out, crack, 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 tearing into Korvax's back. He collapses, blood pooling, still clutching his daughter, his final whisper lost in the chaos. Lyra remains limp, unaware of her father's sacrifice. Drake's heart pounds, rage and grief warring within. Guards press rifles to his and Jax's heads, their leader snarling, "Move, and you're all Swiss cheese." Jax's eyes dart, Tinker useless against this firepower. Zyrra's voice cracks in Drake's mind, frantic. "Drake, you're boxed in. I'm losing the link. Too much interference." Time slows. Then, a deafening boom shakes the ground, flames erupting as the weapon's cache explodes, right on schedule. Guards stagger, debris raining down. Drake seizes the moment, yanking the pin on a stun smoke grenade. A blinding flash and thick gray fog engulf the area, screams mingling with coughs. "Run!" Drake yells, scooping Lyra from Korvax's lifeless arms. Jax bolts beside him, dodging a guard's wild shot. They dive into a secondary tunnel at the gate's edge, its rusted hatch barely ajar. Laser bolts sizzle past, scorching the walls as Varn's furious shout echoes. "Find them!" Drake clutches Lyra, her small body limp, as he and Jax race through the dark, damp tunnel, the glow of laser fire fading behind them. Korvax's sacrifice burns in Drake's mind, and the weight of saving Lyra grows heavier with every step. Drake races through the secondary tunnel, Lyra's limp, 7-year-old body cradled in his arms. Her shallow breaths and needle-pricked skin spur him on. The damp walls echo with the clatter of boots. Varn's soldiers, hot on their trail, their laser rifles charging with a high-pitched whine. Jax stumbles behind, his steps uneven, the glow of his Tinker device dim. Drake glances back, frowning. Jax, usually a chatterbox, is eerily quiet, his breaths ragged and labored. In the tunnel's faint light, Drake sees Jax clutching his abdomen, blood seeping through his fingers, staining his jacket. Jax's face is pale, but he forces a weak grin when he catches Drake's stare. "Guess. I'm only making it this far, boss. Get the kid out." His voice cracks as he presses a small neural implant into Drake's hand. It's critical. Don't lose it." Drake's chest tightens, rage and grief warring within. "Hang on, Jax." But Jax's knees buckle, and he slumps against the wall, his grin fading. Drake kneels, closing Jax's eyes with a steady hand, the USB drive burning in his grip. Lyra's weight anchors him as Varn's soldiers close in, their shouts growing louder. Zyrra's voice, faint through interference, crackles in his mind. "Drake, they're 20 meters behind. Resistance is near. Hold on." Drake sprints forward, laser bolts sizzling past, scorching the tunnel walls. Just as the soldiers aim, a steel hatch ahead swings open, flooding the tunnel with light. Resistance fighters, 10 rugged aliens in patched armor, charge in, led by a female alien with glowing blue eyes and a scarred face. She barks orders, her voice sharp. Secure the girl. Arm him. A fighter takes Lyra gently from Drake's arms, rushing her to safety. Another tosses Drake an energy rifle, its grip warm from recent use. The alien leader locks eyes with him. She'll be safe. I need you here to fight these bastards. Drake nods, chambering the rifle. Varn's soldiers burst into view, their lasers cutting through the gloom. The resistance opens fire, plasma bolts lighting the tunnel. Drake dives behind a crate, returning fire, his shots precise. The leader fights beside him, her dual pistols blazing. Jax's sacrifice and Lyra's fate fuel Drake's resolve as the battle rages. The neural implant a heavy promise in his pocket.